All right, Shalom. First off, we've all prayed to Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, Wahabrakar Kadash. Okay, double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS. Salutes and honors to the elect, all the brothers across the four corners who are enduring in truth and sincerity, and the women and children who follow. So, this is the second time I had to do this video, you know what I'm saying? Somehow Satan, you know what I'm saying, is fucking with it, you know what I'm saying? He don't want this word to go out. But, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, Wahabrakar Kadash, you know what I'm saying, I'm going to get this word out. So, we just going to dive in. So this is a CNN article from earlier today. It says, Russia's sanctions may force U.S. to punish key allies. Okay, so it says, a new law meant to punish Russia for election interference could force the Trump administration to sanction some of its closest allies, including Saudi Arabia and India, a possibility that has put capitals around the world, it's like capitals worldwide on edge. Okay, so what it is they're trying to punish Russia for the elections or whatnot, but a lot of countries around the world who are American allies are still doing business with Russia. So, they're going to want to sanction them. With sanctions is an act of war. So, this is, what the prophet or what the Bible prophetically speaks about when it says, all the men of thy confederacy, will turn against thee. Okay, those are their constituents, their partners, if you will, are going to turn on them. Okay, in a world war situation, you got to choose a side. Either on the right or the left. You can't right the middle of the fence. You know what I'm saying? Even the Lord said lukewarm gets spit out. So that's what's going on here. So we're going to dive a little bit deeper. The dilemma shows how Moscow's election malfeasance is deepening Washington's acrimony, complicating U.S. foreign policy, and could ultimately force some allies to choose between the White House and the Kremlin. Like I said, you got to choose a side. Okay? You can't just, parlay with the enemy. Nothing's worse than a traitor. Okay? Or a friend or a foe that you thought was a friend. At a time when Russia is aggressively expanding its influence, particularly in the Middle East. And we all know that there's going to be a protection to some of those countries in the Middle East, such as Libya, Ethiopia, and of course, Iran. Also Syria, is protecting those countries. And it said that it's making deals with Saudi Arabia. So, this is prophecy speaking. The Trump administration didn't levy a single sanction on January 29th, the first day it could have under the Counting America's Adversaries Through Sanctions Act. That day, anyone doing business with certain Russian intelligence and military entities, including arms manufacturers, face possible penalties. The client list of these blacklisted Russian entities include U.S. counterterrorism partners such as Morocco, Algeria, the United Arab Emirates, and Egypt. Qatar is a Russian customer as well as a crucial NATO ally, Turkey. So you have countries within Europe, within NATO, I'll say NATO, that are basically, in league with Russia. That's counterintuitive, because America is the head of NATO, which is the beast. So you have some of these beast countries which are partnered up with Russia, which they have incentive because Russia can help them, and not only that, Russia can take these countries out like that. They're right on the border with Russia. Russia's right there. So it's nothing for Russia to invade them. It's nothing for Russia to wipe them off the map with a nuke the size that'll take out the size of France or Texas. And France is, as far as Europe is concerned, is a big country. So who the fuck is Turkey? Turkey's a big country too, but one or two, and that's all they would need. anybody else can be taken out like that. Okay, so these NATO countries have incentive to want to do deals with Russia. One, because Donald Trump is an asshole, and he's rubbing everybody the wrong way. Two, Russia got the resources. Everything that you need, Russia already has. So it's looking mighty lovely on that side. So for lack of a better term, these countries choosing. Just like that chick up in the club, to see somebody that she liked, see a dude that she liked, she start choosing. These countries is choosing. Okay? Administration officials argued that the January 29th date marked a starting point for penalties, not a deadline. Critics said their inaction represents a failure and does nothing to dissuade Moscow from further meddling in the U.S. or elsewhere. So basically a sign of weakness that they didn't do nothing. It says, this is unacceptable. 20 Democratic senators said in a January 30 letter to Tillerson, Rex Tillerson, I believe he's like a Secretary of State or Defense or something like that. I believe he's a defense. About the lack of sanctions. By imposing no new sanctions under the CAATSA mandates, the U.S. remains vulnerable to an emboldened Russian government in advance of this November congressional elections. Well, yeah, he's the Secretary of State. It says it in the next paragraph. But basically, what that just said is, you leaving us out there in the cold. Russia is that old Russia. You know what I'm saying? The hook's been put in his jaws. Okay? He's been turned back to that old man. He's that old Soviet bear. Okay? He ain't got no feelings for you. He coming for you. That's why he put missiles at the border. Brought that article out earlier in the week. So that's what they're facing, and they just look like some pussies on the world stage. That's what they're saying, basically. Meanwhile, Secretary of State Rex Tillerson warned that Russia may target November midterms, telling Fox News in an interview Tuesday, I think it's important we just continue to say Russia. I think it's important. Slakia. I think it's important we just continue to say to Russia, look, you think we don't see what you're doing? We do see it. You need to stop or face consequences. So basically, they don't need to react off of it. They just need to talk them down. Oh, now look, you bear. Don't get mad now. No. You know what I'm saying? That's not the way things are done. And they know that. They know that they need to show some force. But, this is a pretty good article. Lord's Will, I'll put it in the description. I'm going to get a couple scriptures. Let me see which ones did I have earlier. I had one before that one I wanted to get, which is this is Obadiah 1:7. It says, all the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him. So it's going to come a point where all your allies, Europe, Asia, Japan, Australia, all these countries are going to be against America. Okay? Like I said, everybody's going to have to choose a side, and, they're going to have to roll with that side that they choose. And America's allies are going to turn on them. Okay? That's what this is saying in the article. They're laying the groundwork for that, and that's what the scriptures say. And not only that, we're going to get this Isaiah chapter 9, verse 5. It says, "For every battle of the warriors with confused noise and garments rolled in blood. But this shall be with burning and fuel of fire." Okay, it's not going to be like World War II. It's not going to be like World War I or Vietnam or any other conflict that, happened in the past. This is going to be with missiles, with ICBM missiles, okay? Fire and brimstone is coming to America, and America is going to be destroyed, thus saith the Lord, okay? So, with that being said, I hope you brothers are edified. Like I said, Lord's will, I'll put the article in the description. Y'all go ahead and check it out. Go a little bit deeper if y'all want. And, I want to give all praise to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai Wahabrakar Kadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS. Salute and honors to the elect. All the brothers across the four corners who are enduring in truth and sincerity, and the women and children who follow. Shalom.